share my screen quickly, and then we can go through what we have tonight, because we want to do two things, and I hope it doesn't take us forever. I hope we are able to finish tonight. We do the theory part and then we do the practical. All right. Good evening again, everyone. As you know, my name is Bolu, or Bolu Watife, but you can call me Bolu Watife, as the case may be, as whichever you're comfortable with. So tonight we'll just be going through process mapping, and I'll take you through basically the definition, the concepts, and then we go into the practicality of things, where I would need everybody to be engaged as possible. So really, what is process map? Well, like you have process map, business process mapping. So what does it refer to? Refers to activities involved in defining what business entity does, who is responsible to what standard a business process should be completed, and how the success of the business process can be determined. So what was this saying? Like this plenty jargon that is here. What is basically saying that process map helps us define things. So I mean, in the course of these 3 months, you'll be hearing things like assist, to be, so gap analysis, and all of those kind of things. So what a process map does is it helps us define things, help us put things in perspective, whereby we can easily see the journey that goes on within a, excuse me, an organization or a business entity or a website, or we can use it to capture journeys, user journeys, as the case may be. What's the main purpose behind process map? It assists the organization in becoming more effective, like I said. So it's a clear diagram that allows anyone coming from outside to understand, oh, okay, this is where the process is at now. So from that, they can actually use that to visualize where the process is going. If you remember when I took requirements elicitation, is one of the tools that we use for playing back requirements to stakeholders. We can use it as a prototyping tool. We can use it for documentation. So process map is way beyond just the diagram, because yeah, it's a diagram, but it has a lot of things that it can be used for. We can use it for prototyping, we can use it for gap analysis, we can use it to show where we are as an organization. You can draw process map for basically anything, but in the concept of what we're talking about, we're talking basically about business process mapping. And yeah, it basically points out the specific objective and help measure and compare that objective alongside the entire organization's objective. So it helps show alignment with where we are and where we are going, or if there's any gap. Process map helps us even expose the gap that we might be experiencing as a business, and say, oh, this is where our gap is. Oh, okay, I've created the assist process map and I'm creating the to be process map, and then I can see where the gap of each of them lies. Yeah. So because we're going to do a lot of practical, I just put some slides together just for us to have a concept of what we'll be doing. So the major steps of process improvement using process map. The first thing is process identification. It helps us identify the objective, the scope, the players, the work area. Information gathering. So when you gather your requirements, now you've gathered your requirements, you can map, you can create a process map based on the requirement that's been given to you. So you create an entire journey. So sometimes you come to an organization and they don't have any documentation, and then you have to start gathering requirements from scratch to understand, okay, where is the process at this time? And then you can then start to create that process. You create the assist process map, and then you create the to be process map based on the requirement that has been given to you. So is used for information gathering. You can use the process map to play back requirement, and you can sign off requirements using process map. The business or the business owner can say, oh yeah, or the stakeholders basically can say, oh yeah, this is we're happy with this, oh move this around, oh no, we don't want this, you have to add this, and you get. So process map is not a one-time thing. It's not that, oh, you just create a process map and then you move along. Excuse me, no, so we can have, is always in versions. So we can have version 0.1, version 1.0, 1.1, until when the stakeholder is satisfied. Because for every time we go back, and then also as the process improves or as the process expands, we keep adding to our process map. We keep on adding to it. Yeah. So another thing is we can convert facts into process map. So yeah, basically what we have on ground, we can convert it into a process map. Analysis, we can walk through the map, challenging step, what, why, who, why, where, why, when, why, how, why. So basically doing your analysis and saying, okay, so through the process map, you can see how challenging each step is. So if this person does this, what's the result that this person will get? And all of this will make sense when we start doing the practical rather than just going through. I didn't just want to go straight into the practical without giving a background. So yeah, develop slash install new method. It helps us eliminate unnecessary work, combine steps. So basically, what this is saying is just that it helps us eliminate work that isn't necessary, because once we've done our process map, we can tell what the journey is from start to finish. So we know how that journey will go. So instead of developing what we don't need, all requirements have been captured in a process map, and we can trace the journey as we progress throughout the throughout the project. Yeah, manage process. I think I kind of explained this or brushed over it. So um you can maintain process map in library, review routinely, and monitor process. So as the processes changes, like I said, it can be used for documentation as well. And as the processes changes or improves, we add to the process map. So a process map can get really massive, especially the low level process map, because I'll talk you through that when we start the practical. Yeah. So process mapping is capable of supporting several important business goals. So business process improvements, which is a given because we can use it to, when we want to, the reason we do process map basically is for many things, but um, we want to see what the current process is and improve on it. So yeah, we use our process map to capture that. It's just for training. Yes, another thing process map can be used for is training guide. Um, oh, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I made a mistake on my slide in my slide. So another thing process map can be used for is training. So after we've delivered a project, right, we have to onboard the users on that project. So onboarding users to the project, we can easily use the process map to do that. I don't know how many people buy things from Shein, but Shein has a process map. They have a flow chart that shows you how to return things. For instance, if you bought something and then it's damaged, they have this small leaflet, excuse me, that shows you how to return, the process of returning things. So they are giving you a training that, oh, this is how to go about it. Also, when you complete your website or whatever it is that you are working on, when you finish it, you can create a process map to show your users how to easily navigate whatever it is that you have built or whatever project you have completed. So in for those that have interacted with, maybe bought a house before, I'm sure they give you a welcome um what they call it, a welcome pack, and I'm sure they give you this, oh, this is where this is, but they can easily translate that into a process map. So with a process map, you can see how it's just like a map. You are seeing how things are going. Okay, if I do this, this is the next step, and then this is the next step, and oh, okay, before I finish that process. And excuse me, process/workflow clarification. Like I said, it still feeds into what I was trying to explain. Yeah, so it helps you see the workflow. I remember at my previous place of work, I was opportune to onboard users to a system, and we had to create process map. So what we did was we created it on PowerPoint because we had to create really, really high level so that they can understand it, break it down to that, I mean, really high level stage so that users can understand and then see how it works. So it's easy for them so that they are not looking for all the how to navigate through all the pages of the website. They can easily go in. If they put a process map up, they can see where, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do first, and then this is the next thing, and then this is how the entire journey plays out basically. So it helps with workflow clarification. Um, Regulatory compliance. So with your process map, you can easily see what is missing, where are we lacking, and you can also use it to map out your regulatory compliance and all of that, internal audits. So all of these feeds into, yeah, you are trying to see, okay, where are we at as an organization? What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? And how is the journey playing out and all of that. Role clarity. You can also use process map for your RACI metrics. You can say you can use it or a user journey, or you can, so there are so many. So process, when we say process map, we have BPMN, we have flow charts, we have, so there are so many things under process map. So process map is like the umbrella guide. All right. So the different types of business process map, we have basic flow charts, also known as the top-down process flow. Yeah, so basic flow chart is just straightforward, and it's just very, very, very basic, to be honest. So there is no swim lane and all of that. We also have I didn't put all of that in yet. Apologies. We also have the value stream map. Um, so it's a detailed flow chart. It's more detailed than the basic flow chart. Apologies. We have the data flow diagram. We have the swim lane. The swim lane is always very good for when there are multiple things to go through, or multiple departments, or multiple things communicating with each other. For instance, as you're building a website, you have your user, you have the system. So it's always better to represent it in a swim lane. For instance, if you have maybe the account department has to communicate with the um Somebody help me out with example. And I mean, account department needs to communicate with probably the, sorry, I didn't hear
So
that,
like
sorry.
marketing department.
Marketing department, thank you. So account department has to communicate with marketing department has to communicate with um maybe the customer service agents. So all of that, swim lane is best to represent those in swim lane because it kind of connect and then you're able to see all the interactions that go on. Yeah. So what are the goals of business process mapping? So most organizations use process mapping with the following goals in mind: compliance, process mapping, ensure adherence to best practices. So when we see that this is the flow, it's easy for us to adhere to it. Communication is easier to communicate with. For instance, you have a new employee and you want to onboard the person. It's easier when they see visuals than when they are going through a pile of data. Some people will not read it. Some people will not even, I mean, for me, if they are presenting me with about 6 pages of data and then you present me with a diagram, I'll prefer to sit down and go through the diagram than go through, I mean, 6 pages of onboarding, whatever. It's stressful. So yeah, also visibility, it enhances visibility and I mean the steps required to achieve a workflow. So it helps with the visibility of the business processes. So you already know that okay, this is what this is. Oh, this is the journey I'm supposed to take for me to get to point A to point B. Okay, it has been mapped out for me, which is easier. Okay, standardization. Process mapping helps make process performance more standardized and consistent. So across board, we have the same process across board. Everybody knows that, okay, this is what we do in this organization. Auditing, it also helps us with optimizing our process performance. So apologies for the background noise. So it helps us with auditing our process. Yeah, and then training of our staff, yeah, is easier and faster, to be honest. Like if we're going through a journey, you can easily say, okay, from year to year, this is what we do, and this is how the journey will connect, and like that, like that, like that. And it helps with continuous improvement. So because you can easily access, okay, this is where we are, this is where we are going, but currently this is where we are. So this is what we need to improve on. Process map easily helps us expose that as quickly as possible. So this is just the background to what process mapping is about, and then we'll go into the practical. But before we do that, any questions? Any questions from anyone? Okay, silence means no. All right. Yeah, I'll just go straight into Visio. Okay, I believe everybody already has their Visio installed. For those that have installed Visio previously and are on this call and maybe currently having issues with their Visio, I think we can um, we can meet tomorrow, or if you have time tonight, if we finish on time, you can just wait on the call and I'll fix it. Oh yeah. All right. So basically, when you come into your Visio, it's like this. So when you come in, you go to blank drawing, and then you create. So it will give you this portrait view, and then you come here. And then you come to orientation. So you click on design. Okay, let me go back to one. You click on design, and then you go to orientation and you change it to landscape. So now you've changed it to landscape. It's this way now. So the next thing to do is to come to more shapes, click on flowchart, select basic flowchart, and then select cross-functional flowchart shapes. All right? So the basic flowchart will give you all of this, which we'll be using. All these shapes, they mean something. As you can see, this one says process, this one says sub-process, this says decision, start/end, document data, and all of those. But what we'll be majoring on for tonight is process. So before we go on, I want to explain the two types of process map. Like we have not two, but they are like we have the high level process map and the low level process map. Yeah, there are types of process map. So we have the high level process map and we have the low level process map. A lot of people get confused when we say high level and like when we start explaining it, but the high level process map doesn't have the granular details. So it is just capturing the journey, but not going into nitty-gritty of things. However, the low level breaks it down into the smallest. And when we do low level process map, is mostly when we use sub processes, because on our high level process map, yeah, it depends on what we are working on. It's not every time we will need sub process. Mostly we don't use it in high level when designing high level process map. But when we are designing low level process map, we will have to need it because there are so many sub processes that we will need to explain, because now we are going into details of the journey, the user journey. Okay, so first things first, when you want to create, I mean, you can, all of these are designs that you can select from. The geo doesn't always like so many colors, but let's select this one, this particular theme, and work with it. So the first thing is to get this swim lane, this first one, put it here. You see, it comes out with a title and all of that. I don't know why it came to the middle, but I'm going to move it up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then get the second swim lane. And guess why it's called swim lane? Anybody? And guess why it's called? I mean, am I speaking to
Excuse me.
myself? Can
Yeah,
everybody hear me?
excuse me. Can you start again from where you picked the team, please?
Yeah, just go to design and select any of this. If you click on design, you will see it like this. If you already put your mouse on design, you can just select any of them. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Then how do you make the table?
It's not a table, it's a swim lane.
Okay.
It's a swim lane.
Cursor.
Yeah. But
Can't
yeah,
seem to
before I
get
do
them.
that, can anyone guess why it's called a swim lane? Or you guys are not curious? Are you not curious to know? Or can anyone
lane.
just guess why is it called swim lane?
It looked like a swimming.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, I didn't hear. Your voice was kind of muffled. Please
Because
say
it
it
looked like a
again. I think
swimming pool.
yes, that's the reason. It looks like a swimming pool. Yeah, that's the reason it's called swim lane. It looks so much like a pool because it has, I mean, the pool has different lanes. I'm just going to delete this and show you guys how I got here. Okay.
Thank you.
So we have the swim lane on this side because you already selected your shapes, basic flowchart and cross-functional flowchart shapes. And then you pick you just drag and drop, you pick the swim lane. You can see it's written swim lane, the horizontal one, not the vertical. And then you bring it, just drag it and drop it on
I think that's why I'm having a
your
problem.
canvas.
How did you pick that thing? That's the
Just drag
sorry.
and drop. Just put your mouse on it and drag it to the canvas.
Okay.
It's drag and drop. You can try it on your own now. It's just drag and drop. Then you select depending on the number of swim lanes, if you already know. If you already know the number of swim lanes that you want to have, let's start with 2 for now. So the second one, you see this orange line, just let it come out and then you drop it. So you just drag it, take it from here and drop it. So you see what just happened? It has to be under the last one so that you wouldn't get tied to again. Just drag it, put it under the last one to bring out the orange line and remove your hand from the mouse. Basically, that's how it is. It's just drag and drop. Okay, so let's say that so we need to work with a what do you call it? We need to work with a project. So somebody please give us a project. Please don't give me your project that you're working on. Anybody? Any volunteers? And this is the time to engage. So we'll be doing this together. I wouldn't be doing it alone. So please give me a project that we can work on.
Excuse me. On my own part, I can't find the what's that called? That cross-functional flowchart shape.
Yeah, that's because you've not done this. You have to go to more shapes, go to flowchart, select basic flowchart and cross-functional flowchart. Select these two. You have to select it. If not, you will not see it on the side.
Okay, basic flowchart.
Okay, so I need a project. Anybody?
Open a bar. Open a bar.
Guys, please, I need a project.
I said opening a bar.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
Opening a bar.
Is it just me? Like your voice sounds muffled and you sound far away. I can hardly hear what you said.
I said opening a bar.
Opening a bar.
Yes.
What's the name of the bar?
Equilux.
Quilux, okay. Quilux, Quilux, Quilux bar. So this is not a software project, okay. All right. So what do you want? Like what's the, I mean, can you give the mandate of the project? Because that means we'll be working with departments rather than user system. So who are the stakeholders here? Who are the users, and like who are the stakeholders generally? Because your users are also stakeholders.
Yeah, the member of the public, can I say people it's about for where,
Customers.
yeah, customers, where people can host that wedding, graduation, just, people can always come together when you want to. It could even be, there can be a room for conference, but basically it's just we're just naming it a bar.
So who is the stakeholder? Who is the other stakeholder?
Could we say, like, when you said, like, when we're talking about maybe community library, it can be the community, the people that lives in the community, of who else can be the
So what's this organization made up of? Like, because when you are doing a process map, right? When you
yes,
are mapping out the process, you are talking about the journey of that particular process. Like maybe if you pick an organization, in your case, which you have, you talk about, so your swim lane represents each of the persona in the organization. For example, let's say that we are doing, let me do this and show you what is expected. Let's say for like this website is a service website, right? So let's say this is a website that we are working on. Let me say Long Reach Way because you guys are not working on, or Mentors Kit. Mentors Kit. So the people here are users and the system. So these are this is where the interaction happens, right? So back to your own example. So we need, the customer, who will they interact with? Who are the customers interacting with and all of that? So that's the journey you want to portray.
should we say the member of the management staff?
Who are they? They need a name. Like what's the, not their real name, but are they interacting directly with, because the management is big. You have the waiters, you
Yeah,
have the receptionist, you
yeah,
have the manager, you have the account department, you have the marketing department, you have the what they
so
call it, like for this kind of place now, they will need a social media manager. So who, like, because it's a journey. Like I don't know if you listen to what I was explaining on process map. So you are talking about the journey of, or the journey of that organization. Like when we start putting the map together, I mean the flow together, you will realize what I'm talking about. That is not just like saying, okay, now we have customers. So when these customers come to this your organization,
yeah,
who are they interacting with?
There's a supervisor that's customer service manager or supervisor.
Straight away.
My business.
Hmm?
I said you'll be interacting with my business.
No. They're interacting with human beings. So I think the first people they will interact with is the waiters.
The receptionist.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Okay, so that means we have more than two.
No, I think if you
Who's the
have a
next?
standard bar, when you have like a standard bar, they go through the receptionist, then they go inside from the receptionist, then they move over to like the bar attendant. I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Who else are they interacting with?
Waiter.
Bar attendant is waiter.
Okay, that's fine.
They attend with maybe a cashier to make payments after what.
The bar attendant will give them the POS or whatever. Okay, well let's do this. Let's say
You have a
the
security department.
to say account department.
Manager.
Okay. Which manager is this one?
It could be the bar manager or bar manager. Because at least if any issue arises, someone to talk to, a superior personnel to talk to.
Okay. Okay, so let's start creating the basic flow charts using the basic flow chart. So the first thing is we always start our process. So this is the shape for starting. And then let me see if this is on to okay, view. All right, so for you to automatically get your arrows and all of that, you have to click on this auto connect. And then to do this, your arrows will start pointing out. You see this light blue line? It just lets your arrows connect. So you can double click inside it and type. So start, I'm going to increase the font size. Increase it to 12 or 14. All right, so just over on it, and then so this is a process. This rectangle shape represents a process. So what's the first thing that your customer will do? What's the first thing your customer will do? You guys stop, please. It's an interactive session. It's for you guys to learn. Please interact. Thank you. What's the first thing your customer will do?
They'll come in. Once they come in, they'll
Park their cars or something.
So the first thing is to visit the bar.
yeah.
Visit the bar. All right. So what's the next thing? Next line of action. Remember, this is eye level. We don't need to say they'll park their car, they will do this. No, like they are visiting the bar. That's sufficient for an eye level process map. If you are
Request for
doing low
a
level, you can then put a sub process, visit bar, and then you put a sub process here that says park at the parking lot or something like that, but we don't need that. So this shape represents sub process. So the next thing,
request for menu list.
okay, so request for menu. Menu. Request for menu. So what's the next? I feel like they'll make a decision, but yeah, what's the
Yeah,
next thing?
make a decision.
They will decide to either order or not because it's still within their rights to either order or not. So when we are doing decisions, we use this shape and we have yes or no.
Please order.
Place order, and it always has a question mark. Place order, question mark. So we have 2 points. We have to do yes or no. So if it's a yes, okay, so when we said receptionist, what do they do with the receptionist? Because you can't just, with the way this is going, this takes out the receptionist and goes straight to the bar attendant.
Sort of.
I'm thinking.
But in a well-structured
Question
bar, in a well-structured bar, the receptionist will be the first contact, which obviously will direct them to probably where they need to sit or make their orders.
Request a table.
So so receptionist might be the one to direct them to the customer area or a place where they need to relax before they can make their order. Hello?
Or in some cases, I think that when I said they can always call to check if the function rooms are available for maybe weddings and graduation or something like that. So they can always call the receptionist.
The receptionist,
so
the receptionist can
um
also, if you're a member of that bar or you're just the first time, you're just coming there for the first time.
okay, this seems to be like an open bar, so I don't think they need to have a membership according to what the person who suggested the project explained. Yeah, so let's say that the customer visits the bar, a request for a table. So the receptionist review if there is a table, right? So let's just say you requested for a table and maybe you need to have booked in advance, or maybe it's their rush hour or their rush day or whatever. I'm just thinking in line of a restaurant. I don't know how bars operate, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just thinking that in respect to a restaurant, most likely you go in, it's either you booked a table or something. So now you went in, you walked in, right? You walked into the bar and then you request for a table, and then the receptionist review if there is a table, right? Are we still here?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Does this make sense to everyone? Or
Yeah, it's making
there's
Yes.
confusion? Okay. So the receptionist has reviewed if a table is available. So the receptionist, we have to make a decision, right? So the receptionist is going to make a decision, which will be the table available. If it's a yes, what will happen? If a table is available, what will happen?
The customer can take up and book the table.
Okay, so let's do this. Minute. If it's a yes, he or she will refer the customer to that table, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes your swim lane can be tight like this. You can just, you see this, the way this is showing like a ruler. You can just use it to pull, drag down your swim lane. I wanted to make space here. Yeah. Okay, so if it's a yes, let's say the receptionist refer customer. So another thing that is worthy of note is whenever you're doing your process map, it has to start with a verb, an action word, always, at all times. Whenever you're writing inside a process, it has to start with a verb because it's an action you are taking. However, if it's a no, what then happens? So refer, okay, yeah, refer customer to a table. So the journey continues like this because now she has referred the customer, he or she has referred the customer to the table. The customer can decide to take the table or not, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be a decision. Oh no, or let's just assume that the customer took the table, so we don't complicate them. Okay. It really gets complicated. So the first customer to a table, the customer then takes table. This is the yes journey, right? So we also have to do the no. Okay, this is the yes. You see, I've written yes. You just need to double click on the arrow. There's a small box that will come here, that will appear. Let me increase this just so that you guys can see it better. Yeah, so there's a small box that shows every time you double click on the arrow. So if it's a no, so when you have yes, you have to, like if you have done yes, you have to do no as well. If it's a no, so this will go back to the, if it is a no, most likely the journey will end for the user because there's no space for the user to sit down or the customer to sit, right? So if it's a no, so if it's a no, what will happen?
Customer will be notified, and that's the end.
Yeah, so but the receptionist has to take an action first before it goes to the user. So if it's a no, what happens?
Okay, the customer will inform the receptionist will inform the customer of inavailability of space.
Inform customer
Customer
or about situation. Situation. Okay, and then the customer journey ends.
and
This is also for end. Or we can say that the customer, okay, we can change this to but this is already going to the level 4. Let me just end the customer's journey. Yeah, so the journey of the customer ends. Let me just leave it like that because they're working with high level. Yeah, so and okay, now yeah, I'm just thinking because this journey continued. Yeah, one thing process map does, it makes you think a lot. You think about a lot of things, how to move things around and still make your work look neat. Okay, so let's do this a minute. So let's just say customer leaves bar for now. Let me change that shape. Customer exits bar. Same difference. And then he ends this journey. Okay. Yeah. This journey ends. And okay, so the person that has taken a table, what's the next thing? Oops, sorry. This. So the person that has taken a table, what's the next journey?
it's been given a menu list.
So he has to request it. Right? So requests by menu. Let me remove this. Okay. Requests menu, right? And this is where the bar attendant come in. So each if you notice how this has been going, you can see how the journey is. So it's a process map is not especially when it comes to swim lane, it's not a straight, even with flowchart, it's not a straight line. It goes up and down, especially with swim lanes, because you are going through different lanes. So now the receptionist, oh wait, we can actually put this here because now the receptionist has ended our own journey. Yeah. Okay. For now. Yeah, because that's basically what the receptionist does. So now this is related, like this request a menu. The journey will be with the bar attendant.
Bar attendants.
Yeah. So let's move this here. So the bar attendant will what will the bar attendant do?
Provide the menu list.
Provide menu. Provide menu. Okay, so it's going back to the customer, right? It's going back to the customer. So the reason I'm using, you can see I'm switching between connector and pointer tools because for the point, okay, I can also, so once it gives me the box arrow, I can take it, but it's just going to stay here and then I have to start dragging it to the swim lane. So rather I'll just use a connector because I know how to use it. I'll just connect it straight up. But yeah, let's just stick with this. Okay, so the customer, what will the customer do?
Please order. Once he's satisfied with it, once he gets his choice from menu list.
Customer will review the menu first and see. So select their choice. Okay. So now this is where the customer needs to place order, right?
Okay.
So they make the decision. It's a decision because they can either choose to place their order or not. So place order, right? Because they are going to make a decision. Place order, right?
Yes.
So if it's a yes, what will happen? If it's a no, what happens?
If you say yes, order will be served. If it's no, probably customer might leave or look for a different menu or something. But most times it's always yes.
So that's the happy part. When you are doing process map and you have a decision, you have to do both yes and no. So if it's a yes, let's say this is a yes. Takes order. This is the bar attendant now. Takes the order. Takes the order. Yeah. The customer takes the order, right? I mean, sorry, the bar attendant takes the order, right? But if it's a no, what then happens? If it's a no, let's say that the customer continues to continue to browse through the menu because they might not want to immediately make that decision, right?
Okay.
I say no. No. Let's say they continue browse through menu. Yeah. Browse through menu. Because they might not want to leave, they might just still be looking, they might not be ready to place their order yet. So let's have that assumption. Okay, so now we've gotten to this point. So what then happens after this order is taken?
Orders out.
Huh? Okay. So who says like it takes order, the bar attendant
Yes.
serve order. And then it should be to I'm just going to use the connector real quick. It should be for the customer. So this should be for the customer, like the order has been served, receive order. And then receives the order. So what then happens? What happens? What happens? Please, if you are not speaking, can you be muted? There's someone with background noise. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because we are recording this and it wouldn't be nice for people to be hearing the background noise when they are listening back. Okay, so receive the order and then what happened?
Suppose the customer will hit the order.
So, we said that we have a bar manager, right? Why don't we put him to use? So let's say that our customer is not satisfied, right? So let's say that we'll have a decision to make here, like the customer has a decision to make. Satisfied.
So is it possible that at some point the order that the customer has made, the bar does not have it at that point in time?
Oh, that's another point. That's why I said that we have to do this together. So we can do takes order, then this will now be a decision point, right? So instead of having serve order, so review, this will be review if order is available. Right? Right? So we'll review if the order is available. And then if it's a yes, Customer will receive their order. If it's a no, what will happen?
The journey has
What will
ended for the customer or something like that.
Wow, really? I mean, no. It's you that don't have their order. That you just said, I think because, okay, think about it that this is your restaurant, right? Or your bar, or as the case may be. So, because you don't have that order, or maybe you are working as a bartender, will the first thing be that the customer should leave?
No, I will try to ask them to go through the menu and select something else.
Exactly. So, persuade. Now, you have to persuade customer. Persuade customer to browse through menu. Right? So you have to think about this as like a real life scenario. So that you can get the most out of it. Actually, you're going to do this for your project, your personal, like the projects you guys are working on. So you already have the project mandate. So this is just an example. And you have to think about the journey. That's what will help you in creating your process map. Process map makes you think. That many people run away from it. It can be a lot of work to do. But if you know it, you know it. And it's a good tool to, it's a good thing to know, to be honest. All right. So we persuade customer to go through the menu. And then what? What will happen? Now, customer, we are persuading him to go through menu. What then happens? What happens?
Customer is able to take on
So
another.
let's say that our customer is satisfied, right?
Yeah.
Right? You guys, do you agree? Now, customer is satisfied. They have seen something.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
Yes, please.
You guys, please now talk, please.
No.
I'm
Yes,
begging.
please. Yes, please.
Okay, our customer is satisfied. So we do this to just go through this journey again. Do you get? So the cost, instead of just writing again, you can, because the customer will have to place an order, right? And then we'll believe that is a yes journey. And then the customer receives their order. Does that make sense to everyone, or I've confused you guys?
Yes, it does.
That's all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At least it does. Okay, so let us say that our user has received this order, but he's not happy, right? Our user is not happy with the order he received. I don't like when this happens, but I'll manage it for this because you guys gave me a complex project to work on. Just so you know. This is a very complex thing, but yeah. We move. Okay, let's just say this. I hope. Okay. Okay, our customer has received this order, right? And let's say our customer is not happy. Right?
Yes, he asked for the manager to make a complaint.
Okay, so receives order. So we'll say we'll make this as a decision, right? Satisfied. I'm not hearing the lady's voice on this call. I can't see anybody, to be fair, because I'm sharing my screen. So I don't know who is talking, but I'm only hearing the guys' voices. Only one person, one lady has spoken since we started. What's going on? What's going on, ladies? The truth is, the more you contribute, the more it stays with you. And just continue working on it without involving you guys. But the point of bringing you guys in is to make you remember, because when you do something yourself, I'm just drawing it. You guys are telling me, oh, okay, let's do this, and I'm intentionally involving you guys, even though it's slowing me down. But it's important because that's the way you will get it. That's the way you will know what to do next time. Oh, I did this. Oh, okay. I remember saying this to Bolu. Oh, it stays with you. It stays with you. But if you're not saying anything, if you're not contributing, you're just there, you're just looking at everybody else contribute and you're not saying anything, you won't get the most out of it. Trust me. You won't get the most. So it's very important when things like this are going on and the tutor is saying, oh, contribute, or asking you questions. Is because I'm asking you a question because I need your feedback and it's for your sake, to be fair, not for mine, so that you can understand this and be confident to do this. Of course, when you start, it might not be perfect, but because you've been able to talk and contribute as much during this call, when you're watching the video back, you have this confidence, it stays in your mind, if that makes sense. So please, I'm not calling you to, I'm not even calling anybody's name. It's for learning purpose. Everybody here is here to learn. Every one of us, we are still going through this learning journey together. And it's okay to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes here, is there at work you want to make the mistake? Don't be afraid to make the mistake. Don't be afraid to sound silly and it's just in your head. That silly, oh, I sound silly, is just in your head. You actually don't. So please, I beg you, contribute for your sake. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you,
let's say
but
this.
sorry. Please, between that place order, now that you've persuaded the customer to browse through the menu and the customer is okay, and when the customer placed an order, so before that satisfaction, is there not going to be place order, or sorry, serve order? I'm just asking because I'm not sure of
Yeah,
that,
that's
please.
okay. It's okay. So, if you see this journey, so now you have taken the order, review if the order is available, and then the customer receives the order. That means the order has been served. However, if you want to do it as a low level, you can put a sub process here and say serve order. It's going to be in this swim lane, not in the other one, but this is an example. Serve order, you get, and then receive order. So because it's a high level, we are not going into like the granular details. So if a stakeholder looks at this, the stakeholder already knows, oh, okay, definitely this person has received order means that the order has been served. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to the person that asked the question? Because I not see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. Satisfied. If it's a yes, what happens?
If it's a yes, yeah, it's
Mhm.
he lives as an happy customer with a smile on his face.
Okay, so we can end this journey, right?
I think that's being satisfied can go both ways. It can either say yes, it's satisfied and make the just commend the
Okay.
movement.
Yeah, that's true. We have not even gone through the payment journey.
Okay, all right.
Satisfied. Okay, if it's satisfied, let's say he makes payment, right?
Okay.
How about that? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi,
If it's
boss.
a yes, hello.
I think payment is being made in most restaurants and bars before you'll be served. Once you place your order, you make payment.
Okay. But sometimes you finish eating before they collect money from you.
Mm,
My experience with many restaurants that I've been to.
okay, the ones I've been to,
In
you
the
pay
UK.
first.
Okay. Yeah, you see, that's the beauty of conversing. But let's go with the assumption that let's go with the assumption that he, we are going to receive order, sit down, eat first, and then pay. Right? If we go with that assumption, we can go both ways. It's not a problem. We can do that. But which one are we going with? Let me trade back to you guys. Which one are we going with?
The one you said, just after finish eating, then you make your payment.
Okay. So let's say he's satisfied. It's only one person that said it. Is that the agreement for everybody? Okay, I'll just go with the one person that is communicating with me. That's fine. If it's a yes, right? We are going with payments, right?
Please.
Okay, so okay. Who is requesting the payment? Bar attendant, right?
Yes, please.
Right. Let's do this. So if it's a yes, satisfied, yes. So let's say it's the bar attendant that will collect the money.
Sorry, I have a question actually, if you don't mind.
Please ask your question.
Yeah, so I think feedback and placing of order should be placed side by side, because I don't know if the person says yes or no, he still has to pay. I don't know if I make sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. So feedback should be a different thing entirely, because that's where you know what's used to improve your business or not. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense. Sorry, just a question.
I get what you are saying, but because we want to bring in this guy, because bar manager is for complaints, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for instance, maybe the order was served and you feel like, oh, you served me rubbish. That's the assumption. That's the dissatisfied is not really, I mean, that's my assumption, not like, oh, okay, I've received my order. Is this what I ordered for? That's the satisfied question.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
And then I go on to make a complaint. Not that I'm giving review or feedback. No.
Oh,
like
okay,
I received my order. Am I happy with the order that I received? If it's a yes, then I go ahead and make payments because it's high level, right? So let's just there are many things in between that has to happen and all of that. I finish eating, make payment and all of that. But dissatisfied is, am I happy with the order that I just received? That's the assumption of dissatisfied.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry, can I suggest that we change the streamline for the accountant to a cashier and then direct the satisfied customer to go and pay to the cashier, which is the last box, instead of the account department.
Okay, but does customer pay to cashier or the bar attendant to bring a POS in real life scenario? Do you have to stand up from your seat to payment?
Yeah, when you finish eating, the cashier will be somewhere where you can go and make payment. There are some restaurants where you actually go to the
but this is a bar, right?
Okay.
I'm just thinking because I'm just think, I mean, like I said, I'm using my experiences in restaurant. But if you want that, yeah, definitely. Is that okay by everyone? If that's, I mean, rather than stand up, me, I just feel like I'm thinking about it as a business that I run. Will I prefer that my customers finish eating and then stand up and then go to make payments? Or will I prefer that the attendants come and meet me with POS and then I make payment? Or they come and give me my receipts and then I make payment? I'm just thinking like in a real life scenario, which one
Yeah.
will be more satisfactory to a customer?
I think the attendant thing is what people use mostly. So I think that's better than having to stand up to pay, because that makes more professional.
Okay. Does that make sense to the person that spoke? Sorry, I'm saying person. I cannot see the people talking. I'm sharing screen, so I can't see who is saying what. Apologies. So is that okay? Is that okay by you?
Yes, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So if it's a yes, okay, let's say that if it's a yes, let's say this guy we ask for, let me think of how to move these processes. So if it's a yes, let's say the customer requests for what bill, right? Yeah. Request bill. Request for bill. So let's say that this one processes the payments, right? That's the bar attendant. Process payment. Process payment. Process payments, right? And then I think it's the accountant that we will come to now. Yeah. Process payment. What will happen afterwards? What will the accountant do?
Send bill.
What did you say?
You send bill.
The accountant. This is the journey. So is this satisfied? The customer request for the bill, the bar attendant process the payments, right? Like bringing the POS or collect the cash and whatever. Yeah, including including providing the bill, processing the payment. So now, what will the accountant do? Do we really need this accountant swim lane? But yeah, what would the accountant do in this
You can possibly say the
journey?
accountant can reconcile the bill.
They clear
Okay.
bills now. They clear bills.
Reconcile bill,
Bill with what is showing,
reconcile payment, right?
payments with what is showing on the system as at the sale of the day. or maybe weekly or monthly?
Wait, still
Audit.
of the day. Okay. So let's leave it like this, this simple. So 12. And then the journey ends. Because that's say and ever if it is a no. If it's a no, so this is where customers start fighting. If it's a no, if it's a no, lay complain to manager. Yeah. So the bar manager reviews the complaint. The bar manager will most likely compensate, or apologize or request another order. So what should we go for? What should the bar manager do for this customer?
They can compensate by probably giving a free drink on the house just for the complaints.
Okay.
Or you can give some discounts too.
Okay. It's still compensation, so let's just put compensate. Customer. What else? What else would the manager do? After you have compensated, what else? I think that's the end, right? What do you guys think? What should the manager do after this? Compensate user. I think it will go back to the customer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say that maybe the compensation is discount, right? Let's assume this is assumption, right? And then we'll come back here because the customer has to be satisfied with whatever compensation or resolution is given. So let's say it's discount and he still has to pay for maybe whatever. But so there's a discount on, he's not paying the full price. And then it goes through this journey like this, and that ends. And let's just put one arrow here to end this journey as well. Sorry guys, give me 1 minute, please. Oh, okay, 1 minute, please. All right, yeah. Thank you very much. So basically, that's the journey. Such a long journey, but we got there at last. I'm just going to go back to the beginning to show you guys what you've been able to accomplish this night. And yeah, so this is an example of a process map and with a very complicated project. Okay, so this is what we've been able to achieve. This is the journey. So For Kellogg's bar, this is our operation. Like, this is how the journey goes. The customer visits the bar, requests for a table, the receptionist review if there's a table. If there is a table, refer customer to the table. The customer takes the table, and but if it's a no, the receptionist inform the customer about the situation. Customer has to exit the bar,
Hello, sir.
and
Mo
that
wà class. Màá parí in about 10 àbí 15 minutes. Mo wà
then that be
ní Zoom class.
15 minutes. Please mute. You are
Okay, sir. Okay.
you are not muted,
No.
sir. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. It happens to the best of us. So the customer has to exit the bar, and then so the person that takes the table then requests for a menu. The menu is presented by the bar attendant. The bar attendant provides the menu, and then the customer has to review the menu and make a decision to either place order or not. If they place an order, the bar attendant takes the order, reviews if the order is available, and then receives the order. But if it's a no, we just allow the user to continue browsing through the menu. And let's just say they finally made up their mind. Let's connect it like this. So they browse through, we receive their order if once they are done, and then it goes through that journey. So if the order is not available, we'll persuade the customer to keep browsing if they will see something. If they finally see, it goes back to this journey, takes us to this entire journey again. And then we want to know if the customer is happy with what the order that we brought forward. If it's a yes, the request for the bill, the bar attendant process the payment through POS and all of that. The accountant reconcile the payment to the payment of the day, and that ends the journey. But if it's a no, however, the customer lays complaint and para for all of us and say, no, this is not what I requested, this is not what I ordered for. You guys brought me rubbish. And then the complaint goes to the manager, and the manager reviews the complaint and chooses to compensate our guy. And then it goes back to, if he's satisfied with the compensation, and then goes through this entire cycle again of payment, blah blah blah, like that, and that ends the journey. Any questions? So this is what you guys have done tonight. It's you. We did it. The Kellogg's bar owners. All right. Yeah. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question from anyone? So there's a way for you to view it but it's just going to look very small. So if you want to see it as a presentation view, you can just click on this stuff that looks like a TV. This stuff that looks like a TV, presentation mode, click on it. And when you want to exit presentation mode, just press escape on your keyboard. And yeah, you're good. Any question? Okay, I take it that there's no question.
Hello, Bolu. How do we import it or copy and?
Yeah, you have to do a screenshot. You have to do a screenshot using the export. I'm sorry, the presentation mode. You take a screenshot, or let me see. Yeah, I've not saved it. Okay, let me save it. Save as. in this PC document. I'm going to say Kellogg's bar training. Save. I don't think we can explore, but let me see view. Yeah, it allows you to see it in presentation mode, but it's small. Yeah, most times I just do screenshots. That's what they call it. Visio does not have the capacity to let you export, or maybe I've not. Yeah, it lets you import, but exports I've not seen that.
If you click on
Oh,
file,
let's
if you click on file, then there's option for you to export there.
Oh, really? Okay, that's a good one. Oh, export. Oh, okay. I've never really tried it. Interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, you still have to change it to PDF and then take a screenshot at the end of the day. It doesn't really, it's still the same journey. But let me see what this one does. Okay, it doesn't let you. What I was looking for is something that you can just export from here to maybe a PowerPoint presentation, but that one you still have to screenshot. So yeah, you can actually convert it to PDF and then take the screenshots. It'll be easier there, most likely. Yeah, but that's how I do it. Okay, any other question? Any other question?
Hello,
Any other
Bolu.
question? Yo.
For how do I download or get this issue? I don't see the have it.
Oh, you don't have it yet.
No, I don't have it.
I have to look for another day to give everyone that doesn't have visual access. Tomorrow I have a meeting with some guy. On Thursday I'm not available. I'm just thinking of the day that we should be able to have that meeting.
Proper Friday.
Friday, I have a meeting with some people as well. I have a meeting from 6 to 7, 7 to 7:30, and then you guys have a lecture by 8 p.m. On Thursday, I'm not available on Thursday at all. Let's see. Can we do? Oh, let me check the time I have meeting with this. Those in Magnum, right? I'm meeting with you tomorrow. Magnum. Is anybody from Magnum here on the call?
It's on Friday.
Yeah, it's on Friday.
Magnum?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Twilight. Sorry. Twilight. I'm meeting with you tomorrow. I mixed it up. Twilight, I'm meeting with you tomorrow, right?
Yes.
What time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. For those that have not installed Visio, problem is I finish work at 5:30, and I need to.
Sorry, Bolu, but another thing, I don't know if everyone is okay with that 8 p.m. So because like that day, I know we choose 8 p.m. So I'm not sure if that's okay with everyone.
That's the time I'll be available.
Okay.
I put it by 8 p.m. because I thought about what do they call it? My time when I close off from work, and I close from work by 5:30, and I need to take care of my family before I start any meeting.
All right, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll think about a day so we can install this video. For those that have not installed it, let's do.
Sorry, I have a
mean-
question on the installation as well.
Yeah, what's the
Hello?
question? I'm listening.
Is it a 30 days trial, or I didn't install mine properly?
Yeah, I don't know about the 30 days trial. It's not supposed to give you a trial at all. I don't know how you
Because it's only
installed yours.
telling me I've got like 26 days more and stuff like that.
Okay, we'll review that on the day. Now is to find the day that I'm available. Saturday, no, Sunday. Oh, okay, let's do Monday. Monday by. Oh no. Okay, so what will happen is, can we do tomorrow by work? I'll think about a day and get back to you, to be honest. Except you guys want to do Tuesday next week, because on Monday you have your spring planning. If Tuesday is not too late, we can do Tuesday next week. If that's okay. Is that okay?
Tuesday is okay.
For those that haven't, okay. For those that haven't installed Visio and those that are having issues with Visio, yeah.
What time
let's
on
do
Tuesday?
I hope you guys don't even have a lecture that day. I hope so. Oh. Yeah, let's do Tuesday by 6:30. Oh. Let's do 6:30. Convenient. Make it work. 6:30. Let's do 6:30 on Tuesday. Please, if you have not installed Visio and you're on Discord, please don't miss it, because these are the issues. Like you can see how I'm racking my brain to find time. So if a specific time has been put, I understand Adeni's issue because he just joined, but for those that have joined before now, please, if a meeting is set, try. I know it's not easy, but try to be available, because the timing again is always the issue, right? And that's on Tuesday. Please, if you've not installed Visio or you're having issues with your Visio, join the call. Let's resolve it. I think it shouldn't be more than an hour. Should not take more than an hour. Then we can go our separate ways. All right. Any other question? If you don't have balsamic, please reach out to your BA lead. Let your BA lead collect, send your email address, your team name, your email address to me, to my DM, so that I can give you balsamic access. You don't need to be on the call. You just get an email. But because Visio is an installation, you might need some guidance. Mhm. So if you don't have balsamic access, please speak to your BLE to send me your email address and your team name. Thank you. Any other question? All right.
Excuse me. Can we get this video?
Yeah, definitely you get it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?